budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
Hello and welcome to the inside of a Volkswagen T-Roc. Now, because this is a Volkswagen, you are probably immediately interested in it for no apparent reason. And that's what I'm here for, to tell you if this T-Roc is a good idea or not. So why are Volkswagen trying to sell you another SUV? Well, the reality is that in South Africa right now, brands simply can't have enough SUVs on their showroom floors. South African motorists are flocking to SUVs. We basically don't buy sedans anymore. Volkswagen have stopped selling the Jetta and the Passat completely. And we've pretty much stopped buying hatchbacks as well. I mean, Volkswagen are talking about only bringing in the Golf 8 GTI and Golf 8R and none of the lesser models because they don't think anyone's going to buy them. And so Volkswagen now has a good couple of SUVs to offer you, and they all start with the letter T. There is the T-Cross, the T-Roc, the Tiguan and the Touareg. So where does this T-Roc fit in? Well, bottom of the range, you've got the T-Cross, which is based on a Polo. And then you've got this T-Roc, which is based on the Golf platform. And then you've got the Tiguan, which is also based on the Golf platform. So this T-Roc roughly has the same footprint as a Tiguan, but it's actually a bit less car. It's quite a small car compared. Let me explain. So let's chat about your engine options quickly. You've got two to choose from, a 1.4 turbo, which is a bit slower than this, the 2-litre turbocharged motor with all-wheel drive. You can't buy a manual T-Roc either. You can only have the DSGs. No one really cares about that anymore. Manuals are just a faff in traffic. And as far as I can tell, could be wrong about this, but I think this is just a Golf R that's been detuned. It's got the same all-wheel drive drivetrain, it's got a 2-litre motor, and it's got roughly the same power and torque as a Golf GTI, 162 kilowatts, 320 Newton meters. And that means this is quite a zippy car. It's even got a sport mode. So you can dial it in with this knob over here. Let's see what that's like. Hey, that's not bad. Whee! Okay, yeah, it's got some go. It's got some poke. And because it's got a lower center of gravity than say the Tiguan, but it's got obviously a higher center of gravity than say a Golf R or a Golf GTI, it's not going to handle like those cars. But this is a fun car to drive. With that all-wheel drive, it's going to stick to the road. It's going to be great in wet and slippery conditions, and I quite like that. I like that about this car. Yeah, I'll take that. One downside, of course, to looking good is you get these nice, big, flashy 18-inch wheels, but you get low-profile rubber, and that means that it's a little bit noisier out on the tarmac, on certain tarmac. As you can probably hear now, there's a fair bit of road noise. And also, it's just not as comfortable on rough surfaces. When you've got so little sidewall, you know, the distance between the tarmac and the beginning of the wheel, it just transfers all those bumps sort of straight through the tire, into the wheel, into your suspension, and up into your backside. That sounds terrible. And into the cabin. Woo, okay, we'll edit that part out as well. So even though this car runs on virtually the same chassis as the larger Tiguan, Volkswagen have gone for a much sportier style when it comes to this car. It almost looks like an SUV coupe where the rear roofline sort of slopes quite dramatically along the tailgate. It's a car which offers quite a lower center of gravity compared to the Tiguan, and therefore is a little bit sportier to drive, a little bit nippier, slightly better handling. But that raises a few issues. And before we get to those, let's talk about the pricing. Actually, hang on a second. Before we do that, let's take a look at the interior, because it is quite a nice cabin. And then I'd like to take you through the boot space issue. So this T-Roc I'm sitting in, the top of the range R-Line model with a 2 litre, will set you back almost 600,000 Rand as standard, but price as tested, I've got all my notes here, it's quite a lot to remember, is 640,000, and that's because Volkswagen SA has spec'd this with a couple of extra bells and whistles, although there are no actual bells or whistles. I don't know where that saying comes from, it's pretty weird. But what there is navigation. If you want the navigation built in, you have to go for the Discover Pro media system, which will set you back an extra 17,000 Rand. They've also thrown in the panoramic sunroof, a park package so the car will park itself, and then their new IQ Drive safety package, which for instance has lane keep assist and also front assist, so it will pick up pedestrians, animals, bicycles, other cars, and automatically brake the car in certain situations. Now there is quite a bit more to talk about here. You can have a fully instrument digital display, that's a little bit extra as well. They've also moved away from good old-fashioned Type B USB ports, so that was the square one that everyone has. They've moved over to Type C, but you don't even have to buy an adapter because they've put one in the car. How nice is that? How thoughtful. One of the stranger aspects of this T-Roc is this mode selector down here, where you can move over to snow mode, which is not particularly useful in South Africa, or an off-road driving profile. I must be honest, I don't see many people taking their T-Rocs off-road, but you know, if it takes your fancy, nice to know there's a mode for it. There's also Volkswagen's new We Connect Go app, which allows you to connect your phone to your car, and you can see, for instance, how much range you've got left on the tank while you're sitting in your lounge. You don't even have to be in your car, you just connect remotely to it via an app. How cool is that? Also keeps tax records for you nice and easily, so that's quite cool. But overall, this is sort of a hybrid of a Golf GTI interior and the Volkswagen T-Cross interior. I mean, look at the steering wheel, red stitching. That's very, very GTI, isn't it? And the piano black does look good, but this is basically just a collection system for fingerprint marks. So, you know, get a cloth, keep that clean, keep a cloth handy. That's my advice. You might be thinking to yourself, well, the T-Cross is a bit small, I'll go for the larger T-Roc because I'll get more boot space. But unfortunately, it's not as straightforward as you might think. Please forgive me for having my sunglasses on. I hate presenting with sunglasses, but it is unbelievably bright out here and I don't want to go blind. So one of the reasons you might be wanting a T-Roc over the smaller T-Cross is because you want a larger boot, more load area, and unfortunately that's just not the case. The T-Roc's boot is a good 10% smaller than that which you get in the smaller T-Cross. So if you want more boot space, you're going to have to go for the larger Tiguan, which got about 10% more than the T-Cross. So the boot hierarchy of the Volkswagen SUVs is actually T-Roc, T-Cross, and then Tiguan, which seems a bit upside down, but that's actually the reality. Alrighty, with that out of the way, let's get back to the issue of cash money. You see, I always like to get the pricing chat up front. You know, get all the awkward stuff out of the way. It's like when you go to a family lunch and no one wants to talk about the fact that your uncle has gone bankrupt or someone's having an affair. You know, you should just get that all out, you know, so the rest of the day can be pleasant. So with pricing, that's where I find the T-Roc quite problematic. It's quite a bit more expensive than the T-Cross, about 90,000 Rand more than the top spec T-Cross, but the pricing overlaps considerably with the Tiguan. In fact, for the price of this top spec T-Roc, you can get a middle of the range Tiguan. And if you go for this particular unit with all its extras, you're at 640,000 Rand, which means you can get a very nice Tiguan. So why would you spend more money on less car? So what are Volkswagen trying to sell you here? Well, if you look at the styling options, there are a few clues. So for instance, this is the first Volkswagen SUV, which is available with two-tone paint jobs. You can have multiple interior colors as well, different seats, different colors on the dashboards. there are lots of wheels to choose from, and that's always a sign that a brand is trying to sell you style over substance. This is more of a statement car. It's more of a car which speaks to your personality and your character more than it is, say, a practical family vehicle. And if you approach the T-Roc in that way, well, then it ticks a lot of boxes. It starts to make a bit more sense. And that is pretty much the basis of my buying advice for you here today. If you're looking for a family vehicle, take your money and go and get yourself a Tiguan. It's much more car for your money. You'll be much happier. It'll be much easier to get the baby seats into the back. You've got a much larger boot. It just is the right car for families. The T-Cross at the same time also makes a good family vehicle. It's a very practical little car. It's got neat touches like a sliding rear bench so you can increase the boot space at the expense of rear legroom. That T-Cross at that price makes a lot of sense to me as well. And so this T-Roc, in my opinion, for me personally, I look for substance over style when I'm going to spend my money. And in that case, this isn't the car for me. But if you're looking for something a bit snazzy, a bit of a statement, and you're not particularly worried about practicality, well, then the T-Roc could be the car for you.
Perhaps at face value the T-Roc seems pricey, but when you compare it to cars such as the BMW X2 and Audi Q3 Sportback, both of which are near the 750,000 Rand mark, it starts to look like a bargain. The T-Roc offers almost the same premium crossover experience as those cars for much less money, but of course without the premium badge. Pricing for the VW T-Roc as of February 2020 starts at $484,900 for the 1.4 TSI design variant, $548,300 for the 2-litre 4Motion design variant, and a hefty $593,600 for this 2-litre 4Motion R-Line. All T-Rocs are sold with a 3-year 120,000 kilometer warranty and 5-year 90,000 kilometer service plan. That is quite a short warranty compared to some of the competition, but it can be extended for an extra fee at the point of purchase.
Thank you very much for watching. Now, you might have noticed that Budget Insurance sponsored this video, so we just want to give them a shout out. Thank you very much for getting on board with us. Check them out if you're looking to insure a new car or just get a competitive quote against your current insurance. I was better than that than I thought I'd be.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.